The lesser mortals of Nepal have been shivering. They include this presenter and lakhs of people, millions in fact. They include the survivors of the 6.4 magnitude quake that rocked Nepal's far western region, with its epicenter at the backwaters of Jajarkot and West Rukum districts. But even in this grim weather, even amid this grim winter, this biting cold, the Kathmandu Darbar has been reeling under what appears to be a scorching heat. It has been sweating for quite some time. Wonder what is the reason behind this profuse sweating. Let's talk about that in today's episode of Soft Talk. The scathing criticism of its performance is the main reason why the Kathmandu Darbar, the ruling elites, have been sweating profusely. Let's talk a bit about that. The government has been drawing fire for its failure to deliver to the survivors of the quake. It has been in the crosshairs of the public for failing to rein in corruption, political instability, and failing to deliver good governance, the rule of law, and all the promises that it made to the people during the elections that concluded barely a year ago. Massive scandals like the Lalita Niwas land grab, the 60 kg gold smuggling case that occurred through that with its center at the Tribhuvan International Airport, the high security Tribhuvan International Airport. Clearly, there are reports that such a huge smuggling could not have occurred without the collusion of the high and the mighty. For all these reasons, the government has come under scathing criticism. It has been hauled over the coals by the public, and social media is one such platform through which the people have been firing their salvos at the government non-stop. That is why the social media was a kind of thorn on the side of the government, and it had been trying every bit to regulate that platform. For lakhs of people without an organization, for millions of people that remain politically neutral, social media sites such as TikTok, Facebook, Twitter had been a popular platform through which they mounted constant attacks against the government's failure to perform in these crucial times when the economic slump has been hitting the people hard. Add to it the conflicts worldwide that have made the people's lives miserable, even as this select bracket of the ruling elite continue to act as if nothing has happened. A few days ago, the government brought a guidelines to rein in, to control, to regulate the social media. But before that, those guidelines also, there was a hint that the government would act tough on the most popular social media platform in Nepal, that is TikTok. There was this incident uh, that involved a young communist league leader. She had she had posted an objectionable video through that social media platform, that is TikTok, and the government, citing that objectionable video, had indicated that it will act tough against social media, TikTok in particular. It was massively popular in Nepal. And by the way, there are objectionable contents in TikTok, but that also applies to other social media platforms such as Facebook and YouTube, and a, a constant barrage of tirades against the government also came from Twitter. But the government singled out TikTok, and now people are wondering, the analysts are wondering as to why the government of the day has chosen a single social media platform for banning. People wonder if banning social media platforms is the answer. It is, if it is the ultimate way to just ameliorate all the ills plaguing Nepal. Ills like corruption, the breakdown of the rule of law, rising inflation, chronic political instability, corruption in high places, white collar crimes, if you will. Some of the analysts see in this move of banning TikTok the government's hostility toward anything Chinese, like Chinese investment, Chinese projects, Chinese capital, and this Chinese platform. Ironically, this Chinese platform had become a vanguard of democracy in a way. For lakhs of people, it provided that easy platform to air their dissent. The government decision to ban TikTok and allow other social media platforms to continue what they have been doing, continue also the misuse, to allow the continued misuse of social media, other social media platforms, makes one wonder if the government is particularly against a particular company, a particular country, and its business interests. More than one incidents have proven this. The ouster of uh, Chinese companies from several lucrative projects, hydropower projects in particular, and the government's indifference toward the operation of the Pokhara International Airport built with Chinese investment, that also indicates that the government is not uh, it is for discouraging Chinese investment in Nepal. It's not a declared policy, but actions speak louder than words, don't they? Ironically, this platform had become a means to exercise the right to expression, the right to dissent, but the government has chosen to shut it altogether instead of regulating, instead of bringing it under the purview of law, instead of just setting the rules and implementing them. It has cited, the government media itself has cited that, indicated that it was that this social media platform, the TikTok, was upsetting social harmony. But the same applies to other social media platforms as well. The onus is on the government to make these media platforms play by the rule, but it has failed to do so. And instead of regulating them, instead of monitoring them, it has decided to shut one media platform. Is it the right way to do business? Is it the right way to just govern the cyber sphere? This move, I think, will just encourage autocracies around the world to shut the voices of dissent. So in a way, the government has turned into a leading light for autocracies around the world. Also, the question arises as to who is actually, what forces are actually behind this move. We are not saying that the social media can get away with anything. They should be registered in Nepal. They should be brought under the tax net of the government, of the state, and they should not be allowed to just promote anarchy. But the people, they have every right to express their support or dissent. They have every right to express their opinions on matters that affect the country, that affect humanity. They have every right to take the government to task. And social media platforms provide the people, millions of people in Nepal and abroad, that opportunity to take the state to task. Bringing down a social media platform, a popular social media platform at that, is not the answer. The government should step up regulations, punish the social media and the social media users if they are in violation of law. But shutting down a social media platform or social media platforms for that matter is not the answer. It does not augur well for the constitutionally guaranteed right to self-expression, the right to protest, the press freedom, etc. So the government, instead of completely banning social media platforms, should step up efforts to regulate them, to bring them under the law, to punish them for policy violations. This applies to social media users as well, but shutting down, closing the social media platforms is no answer. For a democracy like Nepal, it does not augur well for the right to expression, the press freedom, and it just indicates that the government is bent on curbing civil liberties. The government should just review its move, and instead of banning social media platforms altogether, step up regulations, bring them under the purview of law, bring them under the tax net, and do every bit to discipline social media users as well. Do every bit to ensure that they play by the rules and they do not, while posting contents, while expressing themselves, do not upset social harmony. With this remark, we wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. We request you to subscribe to this channel, comment on our presentation, and press that like button if it touches your hearts, minds, and souls. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.